Look, I don't, for those of you who want me to just go nuclear on people, I'm really sorry. I don't have a lot to say about Nick. I think I said it last week on the show. We were friends-ish for a short time. We weren't like married or together or anything like that. So I don't really think about him. That's a lot of that is in my past. I think all Nick is to me is kind of a cautionary tale, kind of a learning lesson. I will say this. He looks old as, like, honestly, I saw some clips and I went, could be my uncle. Like that. It looked like there were a couple times in the clips I saw where it looked like one of my old haggard uncles was like fed up with something. You know, like we're at a family gathering. He's like, oh, fucking, guess we got to be here for 3 hours. Like just grunting and being generally pissed, like generally unpleasant. He did say a couple things that were bullshit. Like I started a rumor that April was pregnant. Now, Nick has a history of telling April things about me that aren't true and then coming back to me and saying things about April that aren't true. While that whole thing was going on, there was definitely some playing both sides. You know, there was that, oh, I'm helping you. And then her coming back and then going, Nick said that you said this. I'm like, I never fucking said that in a million years. And then I would tell April, like, I heard you said this or whatever. I never said that. And then there would be a big fight. So this wouldn't be the first time that he's made shit up to upset somebody, like pitting people against each other. But he said I started a rumor that April was pregnant, which is silly. Kiwi Farms started the rumor that April was pregnant. I believe I'm the one who came on the show and said, wow, funny in a sad way, if true. I don't think so. But he probably goes, oh, yeah, he said, because I remember when she left the show, she would come to me and say, I heard you said this about me. Remember when she was off the show, but I didn't say that she was off the show for good, like probably April 1st through the 10th. And I would say things like, she's great, she's awesome, you know, don't worry, blah, 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 blah. She needs to take some time away. And I was really nice and complimentary. I always wondered where she was getting this thing from, where she was like, somebody told me that you were saying bad things about me on the show. I'm like, I've been saying remarkably nice things about you on the show. And I kind of see now, like after I saw the April pregnancy rumors clips on YouTube, I'm like, oh, that motherfucker's doing that thing again. I hate to use the word narcissist, but everybody else does. That's kind of right out of the playbook. You know? That's right out of the playbook. But anyway, the only thing I can say about that is still not taking responsibility, looks old, and seems to still be going through it. But if you didn't see it, Nick and April yesterday, some people don't think it's April tweeting. I think it's probably April tweeting. But Nick and April, Nick was going after the nerds. And by the way, I got this for tomorrow morning's show. I thought this would be fun. Obviously, tomorrow morning's episode will be titled Revenge of the Nerds. But Nick is on Twitter just seething at nerds. I don't know who these nerds are. I don't know who qualifies as a nerd. Apparently, some of you are nerds. And he just started blocking people. And then April was on there just professing her undying love for Nick. Like, she hadn't tweeted since February. I'm going to say, what February would be, 8 months. So she starts tweeting again after 8 months. And it's just, I mean, just love bombing the shit out of him. And then every response from him you see is that these fucking nerds better. I'm blocking nerd. It was like watching someone like try to love Frankenstein's monster. And he's just sitting there drowning people the entire time. And then I checked my email and someone has sent me these screenshots of April tweeting. and it seems like very sad and desperate and all of these things. I'm like, oh, Jesus. Oh, Christ. So I'm watching it. Like, I'm just observing because I'm like, I have no idea what the fuck this is. The tweets sound like Nick. So it's either Nick tweeting from two accounts or, there is another explanation, and she did it with me as well when we first got together. And sometimes she'll mirror. I've said this about April. It's not good. It's not bad. It's just the way some people are. I've been this way before. Some people are 50% them, 50% the person they're with. I started going out on hunting trips with April, and I started fishing more. I fished when I was a kid, but I wasn't a regular fisherman, probably once a year. And I went out fishing more when I started dating April. April started going to Vikings games, and I taught her how to golf and like all of these things that I like to do. And she started like, oh, I'm super in. Like, it wasn't like I'll do this because my partner does it. I want to share something with them. She dives the fuck in, and she just goes for it. So people were like, oh, it sounds like Nick, so therefore it's got to be Nick double tweeting. I also, and I still feel that there's maybe just some mirroring going on there. But I think you can tell I don't really have I'd like to bullet point some stuff and get back to you tomorrow. Sure. The thing I was actually going to talk to you guys about, and the thing I was going to do tonight, was I wanted to bring Jesse PS on because Jesse PS went on with the Backyard Boys on Friday. I put the kids to bed, and I went to go catch up on this stream because somebody sent a text into the show line, and they said, dude, Jesse PS is fucking destroying the Backyard Boys podcast. Like, destroying in that this could be the last episode. I'm like, all right, I'll bite. I'll check it out. And Jesse is on there just dropping truth bombs on that podcast. It was brutal.
The links for the
code, it's
the link tree, all that.
Stupid. You have to understand it looks really, really stupid.
And look, full disclosure, total bias. I like Jesse. I think Jesse's entertaining. I think his shtick is great. And I think the reason I don't have Jesse's complete and total ire is because I tend to take a joke very well, So Jesse goes on that show, and he's just ripping it apart. And he's not wrong. And he's just he's on there just kind of telling them, like, you guys, like, every time Jesse wanted to answer one of their questions, like, one or two people would just start yelling. They just start talking and screaming while he's trying to say something, and it's not going anywhere. The show is so completely stuck in neutral. But then there's periods of weird silence because nobody's talking. I don't know if Lemmy ate a lemon before she went on, but she seemed like she, just had resting bitch face with Jesse the entire time. It was just an awkward vibe, but like an awkward vibe that I loved. I thought it was great. I was very entertained by it. And they didn't know until halfway through that Jesse was streaming them on his channel, including their little like instruction thing beforehand. They were like, they tried to tell him that cheeseburger pie, like, oh yeah, we've got a guy pretending to follow Aaron around, but he's not really, but we say he is because we're trying to trick Aaron. And I'm like, guys, you might want to talk to your boy Cheese. He really is doing the shit he says he is. Like, I talk to Cheese. He's doing it. And they're like, yeah, it's just to get Aaron. And like, this is off the air. This isn't supposed to be on the show, but Jesse's playing it. And then I'm watching it and I'm going, oh, these retards. I'm like, oh, these dummies. They don't, like, it sounded stupid when they were saying it, but then they were also lying to Jesse at the same time. And they're like, and we're doing it to like totally trigger Aaron. And I'm like, by trigger Aaron, do you mean giving him one of the funniest bits on his evening show that week? Because I thought that phone call with Cheese was hilarious. I thought it was really, really good. I was really entertained by it. So, I mean, thank you for the segment. But Jesse telling them how fucking bad they were and how uncomfortable it was. First of all, he wasn't wrong. Second of all, he was the only entertaining thing on that show. And I think he got them over 100. And that I don't think that usually happens for them. I don't know. I don't watch them, but they're not a very big show. But somebody sent me a thing and they were like, you got to watch what Jesse's doing on BYB right now. And I'm like,